Hey guys and girls, on Ash Japanese. That's the wrong opening.
If your stuff does go moldy, you just throw it away, right?
Yeah. Charcoal toothpaste and charcoal.
Whatever this thing is.
Oh, that's gross. That's even more
feral.
gross. Hey, podcast kittens, it's Cathy Cat
And Lady back. Lady back? Lady back.
Lady
I'm
brings
bringing
back
Lady back. Yeah. All the boys don't know how to act. Yeah. All right.
This is a start.
This is the best beginning ever.
So we are currently talking about, we're going to be talking
We haven't said what it is yet. We haven't said the name of the show. We both messed up the intro once.
Well, this is a start. Hey, we're already way into over 100 episodes here on the Cat with Beard podcast. So things like that were bound to happen. We're going to leave this in for your enjoyment.
You don't even know what it is. You don't need to know. We'll just move on. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Wait, what's happening? What are we talking about, Cathy Cat?
We're talking about that crazy season, the rainy season, and how to survive the rainy season in Japan. A lot of people don't talk about it enough. And if you're actually living here in Japan, even just for a few months, if you are coming here for the rainy season, there's a couple of things you need to be aware of. Honestly, I cannot stress it enough. So many people underestimate it, and then they're very sad because mold, because things like getting broken, because you feeling awful. We're going to prepare you for this.
Let me tell you my first year in Japan rainy season story. So Tsuyu is the name of rainy season in Japanese. So it's rainy season. I don't know it's rainy season because I haven't looked into this at all.
People don't prepare you for it. Literally, you're not prepared for it. And everyone thinks, oh, it can't be that bad. It's bad. You need to be prepared for it.
It's a whole phenomenon. So I was going off to whatever I was doing. And I was, I look at the weather forecast. Yep, looks like it's going to be clear skies all day. Cool. Go outside. Yep, sun is shining. Going out my t-shirt and shorts or whatever. Catch my train to wherever I'm going. I had like a 10-minute walk between the station and wherever I was going. Leave the station. Sun is shining. Happy days. Walkity walk out of nowhere. Bang! The sky just vomits water on me. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm totally unprepared. I got no umbrella. Got no change of clothes. I had no idea this was going to happen. And I'm like, so I'm running. And then just as I get to the building I got to go to, I get underneath their balcony and then it just stops.
And it's
beautiful.
beautiful.
The sun comes out again. I was like, what kind of practical joke of nature was this?
Rainy season. That's what it is.
The exact 5 minutes when I was outside, just, gosh, it genuinely was like being in the shower, except it's the whole world. And then it just stops. So.
Yeah, that's a really interesting experience you had with rainy season. One that kind of stuck with me was the first year I was living in Japan. I underestimated it. Okay. Like it was raining outside and I'm like, fine, I'm indoors. And I started to make myself food indoors as well, which, water evaporates. And I didn't have the air conditioning on. And suddenly I noticed that there was water coming down the walls. And I'm like, oh. That's what they mean with high humidity. It was humid on the outside. It was humid on the inside. I made it more humid by boiling soup. And then there was literally water coming down my walls. And I was like, okay, I clearly need to change something here.
Wow. I've never thought about humidity before. It's not something we really consider much in Australia. It's either hot or it's cold, and there we are.
Yeah, Japan has very, the rainy season marks the transition. We have very dry winters, and then we have the rainy season, which flips it like a coin, and on the other side, we have very humid summers. So some of these humidity tips will also be helpful for summer in Japan. But for living and making it through rainy season, there's a couple of things you do need to know.
Now, it doesn't last all that long. It starts, early June, July-ish, something like that.
June, July are like the hot months for it.
It's just a kind of a 4-week kind of, just a little right there and there, isn't it? It's just a short little number.
Yeah, you might be lucky, and it's a short rainy season. It's a bit cloudy and a little bit of rain, and that just goes on for a couple of days. It's a bit grey and a bit sad. It's a little bit like German summer without the humidity.
It starts earlier in Okinawa, and they don't really have it in Hokkaido. So.
Yeah, they're lucky they don't have it. So it's like the transition from spring to summer.
Yeah.
And there's like an unofficial second rainy season, which marks the transition from the humid summer back to the dry winters. There's a little bit of rain. It's not as bad. It's not as humid because you're flipping back to the dry weather during that time.
All right. So humidity is the order of the day during Tsuyu.
Do not underestimate it. It's not just a little bit of moisture in the air. It's too much moisture in the air. Things will break, including you, if you don't know about this.
Yeah, you're just wet all the time. You get out of the shower and you're wet.
Yeah.
You're just like, you don't know what's happening. You're inside, you're wet. You're outside, you're wet. Why am I wet? No one tells you why you're wet. It's freaking humidity.
Humidity. It can go up as high as 80% and 90% of humidity. That is a lot. That is a lot. And it makes everything feel hotter than it actually is. And you sweat easier. So that's why a lot of problems in summer as well with the humidity are you sweat easier, you don't notice it as much, and you lose more moisture, and you might actually get dehydration symptoms.
You have to be careful. So everything feels wet. The tatami mats are super moist underfoot. You're like, what's this? Your clothes don't dry. You hoist your laundry and it's just, you come back a day later and it's still wet. And you're like, what the hell is this all about?
It is like living in one of those steamers, you know?
Oh, yeah, right.
Or like you're a little steamed bun, you know, but you're not happy in there, you know? There's no delicious feeling for you with that when you're just like getting steamed.
No delicious feeling.
Sudden downpours, what you had.
Sudden downpours, just no warning. You don't know what's going to happen. Somehow the meteorology department can't even figure it out. It's just like, you're wet now. Okay.
It's horrible. And then a big one, mold and mildew.
The old mold.
And honestly, that is big issue for me because I did underestimate it. Depending on how your house is built and how you take care of the humidity, you might be totally fine. You might not be. I was on the not be side with one of my places that I was living here because I underestimated it. And you know when you like have a, you know, like a shelving unit that is on the, it has like lacquer on the front and on the back it's kind of open. The wood is open, you know, because they cut the plates there and it just didn't lacquer it. That started all of that. I turned it over and all of that was moldy.
Really?
Because the humidity had set on the wood and then the wood started molding. I have never seen this in Europe. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. In all my apartments, it's always been the bathtub. I turn around and the bathtub is just ringed with mold. I'm like, what the hell happened here?
This very quickly happens. Yeah, and also toilets, like the water ring around it will start going black. That's mold.
The ceiling in the bathroom as well, that the corner just gets moldified.
That turns black.
So you got to be real careful because, of course, the mold can damage things. If you breathe it in, it's bad for you. There's that.
Very bad.
But also it can damage your things. And then when you move out of the house, they might charge you, like they might keep your bond because of mold damage. So
yeah, the damage that will happen. And the damage can happen to your stuff as well. Like because we have those big closets in Japan, like, you know, you used to store futons in it, now maybe your clothes. And those ones won't get ventilation. So I've had a couple of beautiful dresses. Boom, moldy, gone. I've had items like cute plushies. You had them somewhere on the wrong wall. Boom, moldy, gone. You have to get rid of it. Or you can try to clean it, but some of those you can't clean. So you really, really need to watch out what you're doing. One of my hints actually right at the start when we were going to give you more hints, but for me, I get like a hydroglycometer. Okay. They're not that expensive. You can even get them at the 100 yen store for like 300 yen or something. And it shows you not just how hot it is, it shows you how much humidity there is in your room.
Hydroglycometer.
I'm not sure if that's the real word for it, but it shows you like not just the temperature, but also shows you how much water there's in it. A
humidity measurer.
Humidity measurer, exactly. Right. Get yourself one of those because as a human, it's sometimes hard to tell, is it just humid or am I just sweating? Like, I don't know what's going on. Get yourself one of those and put that. I have actually one of those in every of my rooms.
Oh, really?
Because some rooms magically won't be as moist as other rooms. So it's good to know and then see, do I need to bring certain dehumidification items to this room or not? Some rooms will be better with that, but you don't have to have it in every room. Just have maybe one in like your main area that you're curious about. That will save you the question of, do I need to do something or am I fine?
All right. Happy days.
Yes.
Happy days.
So yeah, mold can happen everywhere. And a lot of items you will have to chuck away. And you will, actually, it's a health risk if you don't take care of it.
And your hair will be up the duff as well. Your hair just is so frizzy
all the
time.
For me, to be honest.
Yeah, your hair's feral.
Frizzy. So if you watch any videos of Ask Japanese during the rainy season, my hair would probably be up in like braids or something because otherwise it's just like frizz everywhere. Oh, really? There's also the tsuyuboke. It's the rainy season brain fog, apparently they call it. So it's the consistent dampness. It can mess with your energy levels. It can mess with your concentration. Some people say even their pets act sleepier during the season. And for me personally, I come from Germany. We only have dry summers. We don't have humidity. My body does not deal well during the rainy season. I generally have like a week or two where I'm just like not well. I get kind of sick or unhappy or just my whole immune system can't deal with the sudden onslaught of humidity. So I'm like, for like a couple of days. It happen every year. So
Wow, really?
Yeah, just a switch over of that season doesn't work for me. So yeah,
Dear me.
some people just don't do well with it. I don't well. You hate winters. I hate the rainy season.
There we go. Well, well, we're even in that case. Even Stevens. Yeah, even the pets act sleepier.
Yeah, just it's not a fun time to come. If you come to Japan during the rainy season, be prepared for all of this.
So the Japanese build their houses to accommodate this situation,
Which is smart.
They tell you what, they're good at accommodating things, aren't they? The houses here, the real estate, it accommodates the earthquakes, it accommodates the humidity, it accommodates this, that, and the next thing.
Smart.
Yeah. So a lot of traditional houses actually have raised foundations. So they're raised off the ground, and this allows air to flow underneath the whole flipping building.
Interesting, yeah.
Stopping you getting that bottom up mold.
Yeah, so
underneath
it's
your wooden floors.
so it reduces like the damp buildup under tatami and wooden flooring
That's
and stuff
exactly
like
right.
that. Then they also have those shoji the fusama, the sliding doors. So
sliding
apparently those ones help circulate the rooms better than the Western hinged doors.
I could see that because it's just now the wall
Boom,
becomes a
open.
gap, doesn't it? You don't have this blocker stopping the air getting it somewhere. That makes sense to me.
A lot of traditional apartments as well. Like I'm obviously not in the crammed space of Tokyo because there's a house next to a house. You can't do this anymore. But if you look at a lot of architecture from houses, they have windows on both ends. So if you open a window over there and open a window over there, there's always some sort of airflow in the house. So one of the places I was living in Tokyo, unfortunately, that didn't work. That whole house just became more and more moldy. I think it was an architectural error, but generally the right ones, if you open the windows here, there, and everywhere, it will create a flow of air, getting out that, humidity or like just giving you good air through and a breeziness in your place. So.
That's helpful. A helpful thing to have.
Yeah.
Tatami floors, those things are made out of natural straw. So they're a bit more breathable and moisture absorbent. So you got to be careful because they do absorb the moisture.
You don't want to do too much of that.
Yep.
One thing I was surprised about, I thought no basements. The reason for that is, earthquakes. But another reason for that is, again, so the mold and the humidity cannot build up.
Yep.
So in the basement then.
Yeah, that's right. And ventilation fans will also always have a dry mode. So dry mode, when the place is so humid, you can dry it out.
I mean, there's like high-tech bathrooms that will actually dry your clothes. So you can set your bathroom to like dry my clothes, but you have to afford one of those places because those ones are a bit more dear.
Right.
But all of your air conditioning, no matter if you're staying in a hotel or whether you have like a student house or whatever, your air conditioning should have a dehumidification setting during that time. Again, look at your meter. Check, is it humid in here? And then run that thing nonstop. And unfortunately, some air conditioning, they can't handle it. Some can't actually dehumidify well, which was the case of that place where I was with the mold. You put it on, it didn't do anything. But if you can, try and get that out of your room.
Right, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I tell you what, humidity is something I rarely think about.
Yeah, I mean, that means you have been in an apartment that's built so well that you don't have to worry about it.
Really? Maybe I should worry about it, I just don't.
Do you have a lot of a lot of people get a lot of little colds or like breathing things and stuff because their air conditioning is full of mold?
Actually, yeah, all the time.
Well,
especially
maybe you should worry about it.
Maybe
you should worry about it.
Maybe I should
There
worry
you
about
go.
it.
That's that will get you. So here, how do you handle that humidity? Let's go.
First things first, you need an interesting bed frame.
I mean, you cannot put your mattress on the floor. That's my student life. I slept on a mattress on the floor for like a very long time of my student life.
Happy days.
But you can't do that here in Japan because you sweat, the moisture goes down and it can't escape.
Oh, right.
So you have to sleep on like certain slats of like bed slats or like stuff like that. So there needs to be some sort of circulation again.
Right. So you got your bed made out of your wooden slats. Very important.
Yeah, but like have that underneath your mattress, and then it helps against mildew, especially. Also, it helps against Danny, the small.
Danny, my
there's
friend from Spain.
Your friend Danny.
I love Danny. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. What's what Danny? What did he do wrong?
Danny are like small. Like not everyone has those. I don't think some of my friends have them. They're like small insects that like the moisture and they live in mattresses.
Really?
But they're not lice or flea, but they're like insects that just happen to be around very humid places.
I've never heard of that before. And they're named Danny.
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 Yeah,
Danny boy.
One of my friends has a problem with them, and she said she gets stickers for them. I don't quite understand, so they go and stick onto the stickers. Some people get allergic to them. You see them
right.
quite a lot. Japanese people, some of them get allergic to them, and they say like, "Oh, this bed you can't have Danny in it because it's like a Persian fabrication."
Are they the same thing as those little flies that fly around the place in
Not
summertime?
flies, no. Apparently something else. Do you know what they're called?
In English, it's tick.
Oh, they are
Ticks.
Oh, they're ticks.
Oh, that's
right.
gross. That's even
That's
more
feral.
gross. So
And
it's a
so-
certain kind of bed tick then.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with them? You have that sticky piece of paper that
Apparently
they all
they're
get
like
sucked into.
stickers that they like go to and then they stick on that.
Stick them next to on the side of the bed or something. How do you?
I don't know. That's what my friend studied. What was the story?
Yeah, those stickers have some kind of like smell that the ticks hate. So that's how it prevents. And also like keep your mattress dry.
So if the mattress is wet from the humidity and from you sweating into it, then they're more likely to live in there.
Yeah. They love like warm and humid areas.
Really?
Like all insects, really.
Yeah.
Warm and humid. Oh gosh. So that's another reason why a lot of Japanese people will regularly air their futons. You know how people would put out their washing and their futons and then they go like bam, 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 bam on their futons again because stuff like that can live in your futon. It's so gross.
Bro, nuts to that, man. I don't need Danny and his mates hanging out underneath my back while I'm trying
I
to
think
slumber.
they're also called mites.
Mites!
Yeah, I think that's probably also another word. I think
Ticks,
mites.
mites, Danny boy.
Like bed mites kind of things. I think it's another word that people use for it. Another thing, so you have to get yourself a circulation under your bed frame. Make sure that is dry. There's another thing you can also put under your mattresses. There's a under a mattress that you kind of soak up the moisture a little bit.
Okay.
It's like an extra really thin one. You can get them at like Nitori and such. And it will show you when there's too much humidity. Then you take that one under your mattress out. Oops, sorry. Air that and then put that back on.
I
So
see.
that's another option for those who have big mattresses instead of a futon. So you can air out the thing underneath it.
I see. Happy days.
Next one.
All right. This one's interesting. The charcoal.
Charcoal. It's so good for so many benefits. You know, you can have charcoal mask, charcoal toothpaste, and charcoal.
Whatever this thing is that we're talking about here, charcoal, that you anti-humidify charcoal.
Yeah, so charcoals are
That
good
was
for tons of
the
things.
worst description in human history. Tell us about the charcoal, Cathy Cat.
So you can there are certain things made with charcoal that you can put, for example, you can put them into shoe cabinets or bathrooms because charcoal absorbs moisture and odors without chemicals. So it's actually used quite a lot. It's like a traditional method that is still around and it's now sold in like fancy packaging on like little boxes. So you will see things with like charcoal in it or like literally mainly just charcoal.
Yeah, I tell you, I see like bags of charcoal at like homeware stores, and I always say to myself, surely that's been put in the wrong section.
Nope.
Surely that's meant to be the camping section, but nah.
Nope.
That's there to keep your stuff unhuman.
Yeah, it does a lot of good stuff for you. So if you want to do something without lots of chemicals, that's one
You
option.
were talking about drinking the charcoal water earlier. You were talking about the water cooler with your chunk of charcoal.
Yeah,
in it.
that's not related to the humidity, but like I've seen it in restaurants in Japan in the water pitcher, they will put some charcoal in to then pull out the chlorine out of the water. Which
Oh,
is
is that what it
Japanese water.
does?
Yeah. So I've seen
Oh,
that
the
before. And the
charcoal
water is not
versus-
black. It's just a chunk of charcoal in there. There's also charcoal ice cream, which is delicious, by the way.
Charcoal ice cream.
Yeah, I had that
Show
before.
us your ice creams, Cathy Cat. You're all about the ice cream today.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing
lots.
lots of for everyone who's listening to this, I'm wearing tons and tons of ice cream on my dress. I literally have a ice cream cone around my neck right now as well. So if you're listening, be sure to check how cute we look on the podcast on YouTube as well.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we have the diatomaceous earth.
That is like a word that looks so difficult. What does diatomaceous even mean?
Diatomaceous is actually a quality of rock. It's a material that absorbs water instantly and it dries quickly and it prevents mold. It gets used for bath mats, toothbrush holders, coasters, and whatnot. And we have an example right here.
Yeah, I'm sorry to our listeners again, so you won't be able to see this, but like it looks literally like stone or
like a piece of stone.
like a slab of stone.
Diatomaceous stone. It's very light.
Yeah, they're apparently like they have very, very tiny porous holes, so they will absorb water and then slowly release it. As far as I understand, they have those as bath mats. So I find that
they
really
do, don't
convenient.
they?
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
have one of those as a bath mat because you come out, you have wet feet. And generally, if you have like a rug or something, then the rug will be all wet and nothing ever dries. But these ones, they absorb it and then like slowly release it, and it
That's interesting. That works for you.
Yeah, it works for me.
Maybe I should get one of them. Here's one of the interesting things about living in Japan. I'm not sure if you felt this way, but I came over and was not intending to be here for 10 years. So therefore, you kind of end up living with bare minimum things. And then years and years later, you say to yourself, I should get things like a bath mat that works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't think about these things because you just turn up going, yeah, here to do the thing I'm here to do. And you don't think about this kind of, just everyday homely nonsense. But now doing this episode now, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I should get a bath mat that actually does the job of a bath mat.
And get yourself more of the other things that we're going to be talking about because I invested in that. I am a little bit on the other end. I came here with the full intention of being here for longer.
You're well organized.
So
Cathy
I
Cat.
have accumulated so many items all around me and all the things that make me happy, from Sailor Moon goods to tons of dresses. So for me, it's like the opposite. I have like too much stuff at this point in
You are
time.
well organized, my friend.
All right, we need another thing that you need to maybe look at is a detergent for indoor laundry drying. So first of all, I wouldn't advise at all to dry your laundry indoors unless you have one of those fancy bathrooms that dries it for you. But during this time, your laundry, you can't dry it outside, and I wouldn't advise drying it inside because it then raises the humidity inside and then you get mold.
Mold.
If you still, however, have an item that you can't put into a tumble dryer at the nearest laundromat, because that's what a lot of Japanese people do during the season, or if you have your own tumble dryer, if you have an item that is so dear, like my items, that you have to draw them inside, I recommend using a detergent that is specifically for drying your laundry indoors, which will then prevent the type of mold and smells that build up if you dry it indoors in a humid weather. I know that's
very, very
very
helpful.
specific, but if you want to look after these items and want to make sure that they smell well, you need to put in some effort.
Yeah, it turns out you do, don't you? Holy moly. It's you can't just hang them up and walk away and then come back later and there we are. No.
I've done that once. I just forgot about the humidity. Again, I didn't check the humidity meter in the room. I thought it was going to be fine. It's going to dry. And then I came back and literally on the next morning, it already smelled bad, which it usually doesn't. But I wasn't using the detergent that time and it was too humid in the room.
You are so much better organized than I am. Just tremendously so.
I have to because I love clothes. So, for me, fashion is a big point. So I need to make sure I look after these dresses and these items properly.
If I hang up my stuff and it doesn't dry because of the humidity, I just say, guess I'm wearing this wet. And that's how I roll.
That's the way to go. That's the way to roll it. Another thing there's a couple of little hacks as well that help, like newspapers. You can use them like under tatami to absorb moisture. Chalk in shoe closets to keep things fresh is good because it keeps the moisture out and the smell out. And then apparently, if you have a chilled plastic bottle nearby, it will reduce humidity through condensation.
Isn't that interesting?
No, that sounds like a very new type of hack. My biggest...
It sounds a lither bit, grandmotherish, doesn't it? Oh, get the frozen bottle. That will take care of the humidity.
Yeah, something like that. But honestly, there's one big thing that there's a lot of dehumidifying products in Japan.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you my favorite one right at the end.
Oh, hit me.
Yeah, but there's a couple ones. But first start with everyone has to start somewhere. And a lot of people start, seriously, with the dehumidification, they start with these small boxes.
Yeah, I had one of those previously and didn't even know what it was.
Oh, good. Well, you have to it's like a box that is see-through. There will be some sort of, it looks like almost like small round balls
marbles,
of powder.
yeah,
Small,
marbles.
tiny marbles. And they have a gel or sometimes there's marbles that absorb the moisture and then it turns into a liquid. So it's water and it's a bit awkward for throwing it away because obviously you have that weird liquid that has chemicals in it. So I think you're supposed to flush it down the toilet and then the plastic you're supposed to put in the trash.
Oh, really?
That's what I think. Is that correct? Yeah. Flush
Flush the
liquid down the toilet. It has to be in liquid form. It can't be in stone form anymore.
Okay.
And then the rest goes into the trash and they have to recycle it.
Can you pour it down the sink or is that not acceptable?
You can try, but if there's if your sink is quite small, it might block the sink a little bit.
Block the sink?
I wouldn't recommend
the fluid.
that.
No sink.
Well, I would probably flush it in the loo. Yeah, just for that. So that's the start. A lot of people have those boxes in their wardrobes.
Oh.
Because the wardrobe has lots of little nooks and crannies where you can't go into with and the doors are closed and stuff. So have those all on the bottom of your wardrobe, maybe on the back of your wardrobe, and check on it from time to time, depending on the situation of the humidity in your house, which will be vastly different. They might fill up very quickly.
This is getting me really worried about all my stuff. I've never been this paranoid whilst doing an episode before. I'm thinking to myself, I need some anti-humidifier stuff.
It's good to have. I mean, there's a favorite one that I recently saw that I use in my place a lot during the year, which is instead of having that plastic box and the gel in it, you then have always these plastic boxes, and that's a lot of trash. There's a new version now where you have a plastic box that you can reuse, the lid you can pop back on and off, and you have a little sachet with those pearls in it. It turns into liquid, and you just take out that little plastic sachet. It's a lot less trash. Empty that one into the toilet and then throw the rest one out with the garbage, and then you again put a new one of those, a refill into it, and that's way better, and you don't have tons and tons of big like boxes that you're throwing out. So that one is really, really convenient.
Oh, that's very helpful. Very, very helpful. Very, very helpful.
Yeah, I'm getting very passionate about this because obviously I want to protect my stuff.
Hit us with the rest of it. What are the other bits and pieces?
Silica gel pouches. You know what silica is?
No. What's that?
It's a similar thing that kind of like it absorbs moisture. So there's like these ones apparently there's also reusable versions that have like cute designs on it, animals or whatever. You can put them in the sun or in the microwave to reset them.
Oh wow!
Those ones are like a bit more better for nature, but they might not be as strong as some of the other items are. So you need to really find out how bad your humidity problem is in your place. Then, obviously, electric dehumidifiers.
Here's your favorite thing. Here we go.
Compact but powerful, often placed in laundry rooms and bedrooms. Some even include air purifiers and timers for energy efficiency. I cannot stress how much that has changed my life.
Really?
Because I was so struggling with that place that was full of mold, and I got myself one of those in. And what it also did, it did two things. It took the humidity out, but it also filtered the air, which I needed to do because there was already so much mold in the air.
Wow,
right? You need to
really?
make sure that you get that out of your air once you got it, because it kind of, I got suddenly in this situation because I underestimated it. What I have nowadays is a similar one that has, again, it has an air purifier in it. So when it's running, it also purifies the air. And there's a setting it for drying laundry, which is convenient. So you pop your laundry in front of it, set it on that setting, and it will then keep going. Also, the one I have right now, it will stop once it thinks the temperature, like the moisture is the right level.
All right. Cathy Cat's very passionate about these machines.
I want to make sure that these dresses last for a long time.
Yeah, okay, fair
After
enough.
I had like plushies and dresses and wardrobes mold on me, I'm very careful with that stuff. Hopefully when you come to Japan, you won't be in the situation. If you're just here as a tourist, probably your hotel room is fine. But I think by me being exposed to a lot of mold, I have already damaged myself a little bit. So that's why I'm extra careful as well.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then if your stuff does go moldy, you just throw it away, right? There's no bio garbage you got to put
Some
in.
things you can salvage. It depends on what it is
Okay.
and how bad the mold is. But some things you can't. Like, for example, if it's like an accessory of a rose or something, you can't wash that. What you gonna do? Like, you can't.
What are you going to do with your accessory for a rose?
Like, I have to
Your
get rid
moldy
of it.
rose.
Yeah, like same with
Write
my
a song
cupboard.
about it.
Like
mold rose. Mold rose.
yeah, with my cupboard, like I had to get rid of it because what am I going to do?
What you
Like,
gonna do
you
now?
can try and like scrub it down, but the mold is already on there. The spore's already on there.
Spore.
So this is going to come back. So yeah, there's another. How do I say it again?
Diatomaceous.
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 Products. Yes.
Again, you can see those. It's similar as like little coasters and
Coasters and
mats and
whatnot.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
supposed to like again take a little bit of the humidity out.
I
of the
need
air.
some diatomaceous products in my life.
Just the name sounds cool.
Exactly right. Mainly just so I could say diatomaceous more often.
It sounds like a die-hard tomato.
That is a good point.
Diatomaceous.
Or it's like also like one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is talking about being on a diet. This diatomaceous.
Oh, it's just with tomatoes. Yeah, just
Yeah.
eat tomatoes all day, something like that. There are also some crazy things for this season, especially for the ladies. So, of course, we were talking about our hair goes crazy. There's something, if you have a fringe, you don't have a fringe, but
Sure
I
don't.
do. My fringe is like, I struggle if my fringe is not good.
Hmm.
It looks terrible, and it will be like sticking on my forehead and will be curly and everything. Apparently, there is now something. So there's a special powder to fix those bangs to make sure that they don't go too weird and moist and sweaty as well.
Okay.
This is all kinds of things to make
Okay,
sure.
so powder, you fluff it onto your head like that, or you comb it in? What goes on?
I haven't
powder.
bought this one, so I'll let you know once I
All
have
right,
it,
sounds
and then
good.
we'll figure out if it's anything good. Generally, the hot spots in your house will be under the sink.
Oh, okay.
In a lot of
really?
places under the sink, because that's where the waterworks are, and,
yeah, makes
especially
sense.
make sure that your sink doesn't have a leak or something like that, and will makes it even worse. But you might have to put some of those dehumidification boxes and such under your sink and in your bathrooms.
I see. All right.
And make sure if the mold builds up in your bathroom that you clean that one out. Again, it's not healthy for you. And the big recommendation I would have is for you guys, if you live here, obviously, if you're in a hotel, that doesn't count. But if you live here, get your air conditioning cleaned, if possible, once a year or every 2 years to make sure that there's not so much mold buildup, because that will just keep blowing the mold into your room and it's not healthy. And if it's been cleaned, then generally it will run cleaner, and some of the settings like the dehumidification might run a little bit better as well. It's hard. Japanese summer's hard. You have to constantly battle with the season. It upsets me so much because I feel like in winter I have to put the moisture in because my skin is so dry. And in summer I have to pump it back out.
Moisture out.
And it's just you're constantly doing something to make sure that your stuff doesn't fall apart and gets moldy and gets
Feels
ruined.
feel like it's an unreasonable amount of hard work.
Yeah, I think I wish it was just one thing, either just humid or not humid. But in Japan, we have to flip every time the seasons flips. We have to live with that and adapt.
And forth.
I hope you found that helpful. But if you have any dehumidification tips, because maybe you're coming from a humid area part of the world,
the equator.
Please, share that with us. Share that with us in the comment on the YouTube, so we will find out more about it. And thank you for all of your comments up until now as well.
Yeah. Thank you, friend. Yeah, that was the worst.
So everyone
ever.
stay dry during the humid season.
Hang on a minute. Let me just do that again. Thank you very much, dear friends, for tuning in to another exciting episode of the podcast. We will see you next time on Cat with Beard.
Stay dry during the humid season.
Cool.